Welcome to the Epic Podcast, your elopement photographer inspiration compass. I'm your host, Sheryl Anne, elopement photographer, former Navy officer, and proud mama. This is where adventure and destination elopement photographers come to get inspired, connect, and keep learning. If you're ready to reach new heights and find your true north, you're in the right place. Stay epic. Hey friends, welcome to another episode of the Epic Podcast. I am your host, Sheryl Anne. We have a really fun episode today. We are doing hot takes. If you don't know what hot takes are, they are essentially someone's opinion that isn't usually common, but it's meant to cause drama, stir the pot a little bit, raise some blood pressure, make your blood boil. So that is the vibe we are going for today. We got a lot of fun submissions. Some of the people have decided to remain anonymous, and the other half have decided that they are bold, confident elopement baddies and aren't afraid to say it to your face. So it's going to be a fun one. Before we dive into the episode, let's go ahead and go to our tradition of win of the week. The win of the week goes to me, not in a self-centered way, guys. It's really just like a shout out to all my elopement photographer friends, actually. I had essentially a mini crash out yesterday. I was kind of just like getting into the sadsies and getting down on myself and doubting myself as like a podcaster because I didn't receive enough submissions. But luckily, the logical side of my brain was like, Sheryl, chill out. It is busy season. Your friends are busy. Why don't you just send a video to them asking for help? And I'm sure they'll come through. And I was at like my wit's end at this point. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I hop on Instagram and send out a video to my close friends list, essentially just asking for help. And within minutes to hours, they just flooded my DMs and all of that with their submissions. And the reason why I say I'm the win of the week, it's just because I felt like a winner in that moment, in the sense that like I found the jackpot of just really great elopement photographer friends. I have this really strong community of elopement photographers who are just uplifting, and they are talented, and they are just so inspiring and just willing to help each other. And I am just so grateful that I found that. So thank you guys for supporting me in my podcast and in my little crash out. And you guys know who you are. So shout out to you guys. And I'm so grateful for you guys. Anyways, let's actually do a real win of the week now. Win of the week that I would really like to dedicate this to, though, for reals, is my friend Christina of Christina Perhac Photo. She just hit 6 figures in her elopement photography business, which is huge. Everyone knows that hitting 6 figures is such a huge achievement and dream for any photographer or really any business owner. And she did that. And I feel like it's just so special because we started the Elopement Photography Mastermind together. So kind of being able to see our, see and go through that growth together has been incredibly special. And to see her hit that is just so great. So congratulations to you, Christina. Well deserved. And I can't wait to hang out with you in Alaska because she's going to the Elope Academy retreat with me. So that'll be fun. Let's go ahead and dive into life updates. I will be going to my last US-based elopement of the year because I'm still doing Chile in Patagonia in December. So yeah, I'm doing my last one next week in the Redwoods. So I'm excited to go back. And after the mini elopement in the Redwoods, I'll be flying back home, picking up Theo, and then flying to Utah for my friend's baby shower. So there's going to just be a lot of travel next week, but I'm really excited for it. And I'm even more excited to kind of just slow down and take a pause and enter the slow season of my business. I've kind of set aside November to February to not work. The elopement in Patagonia is obviously the exception, but I really just want to have dedicated time to my family and to the holidays, because during November is like my wedding anniversary, Thea's birthday, it's Christmas, it's New Year's. So it's like it's a lot of important events going on, and I really want to make sure that I'm dedicating that to my family. So that is it for life update. Wait, one more thing, because I know some of you guys have been asking for updates about Theo. She's doing really well. She is such a sassy girl. I have no idea who she gets that from, but she is crawling like crazy, pulling herself up, basically standing for the most part. And she loves climbing stairs, so that's an issue. And she loves just pulling things out of like random places and tearing things apart and exploring everywhere. So the house is a mess like most of the day, but that's okay. It's a blessing. And it's only a small portion of my life where she's gonna make a mess like that. So I am enjoying it as much as I can. So yeah, it's been really fun just seeing her babble and move around a lot more. So that's a fun part of motherhood, and I'm glad I could give you guys that life update. I think that is it for wins of the week and life updates. Let's dive into our hot takes episode. Okay, so hot take 1. Elopement photographers charge way too much for what's basically just taking photos of two people for a few hours. And this is by anonymous. This person wanted to remain anonymous. I think this person is trying to get a rise out of me and the rest of the elopement photographer community. And I will say my initial reaction was I was upset. And then I kind of just like took a step back, let myself cool down. And I genuinely believe that this person is just not educated on what we do as elopement photographers. And I say that because I was having a conversation with my sister, and I was telling her all these things that I was doing for my couple when I was planning their elopement. I was telling them, yeah, I've built their elopement photography timeline, and then I manage it the day of, and then I hop on all these Zoom calls with them to make sure that their timeline is in place. I'm in constant communication with them over email, and then closer to their wedding day, I'm texting them every day because they are stressed out and have a lot of questions. And then I am helping them with planning. I'm providing vendor recommendations, stay recommendations. I'm helping with location scouting, helping them provide like the perfect ceremony location for them. And she's like, oh my God, like I didn't know you do all those things. That's why they pay you so much. I'm like, yeah, I'm not there simply to take pictures. I'm literally their planner, and I'm also their coordinator. And I say that because it is my sister that's saying that, like someone that's so close to me. So what if it's another person that has no education on what elopement photographers do? Of course, they're going to have this mindset of like, why is this person charging me thousands of dollars for this short of coverage? You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that they realize that most of the adventure elopement photographers spend a lot of time planning, location scouting, and doing all these things for our couples, So I think that's why. And I want to say that the couples that do end up investing into us as elopement photographers, they understand that they are not just investing in our talent, obviously behind the lens, but they're also investing in our experience, in our expertise in that area, and to provide them a stress-free experience where they can kind of be hands-off with their planning and have it all taken care of for them, and kind of just enjoy and have this curated elopement experience planned for them. So that is my take on this person's hot take. And if you guys didn't know that elopement photographers do all of that, then you've been educated. Okay, let's move on to number 2. This person said, just because you can charge more doesn't always mean you should. And this is by Alley Cat Photography. I think what she was meaning to say is that raising your prices should be intentional and not just reactionary. You shouldn't charge more just because you can, but because your work and your experience and the value you offer truly support that. So in my opinion, I think like, yes, you can charge more, but do it with a purpose and don't just raise your prices willy-nilly. So yeah, that is from Allie. Allie, girl, if you are like, Sheryl, that's not what I meant at all. Just DM me and let me know what you're saying. Okay, anyways, let's go to number 3. Hot take number 3 is every elopement looks the same now. Mountains, backpack signs saying just elope, lanterns. I'm sorry, lanterns and champagne pops. Where's the originality? Why are you coming for me? Is this an attack on me? Why are you coming for my lantern photos? They haven't done anything to you. That's so funny. These hot takes. Anyways, this person is not totally wrong in saying this. I feel like there are trends in every industry though, like every creative industry, but the originality is like in how we tell the couple's story and, you know, not the props and the locations. I think like the best photographers kind of go beyond all of that and they capture the couple for who they are, their energy, their quirks, their laughter, the raw emotion, you know, them crying. So yeah, I guess the key is to photograph the emotion within the scene and not just the scene itself. So I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a fine balance. These are the fun things that come with an elopement though. You know, I have my couple saying like, I got the elopement signs. I'm so excited to wear them on my backpack. Like they know it's cliche, but they want them because they're cute, you know? That's part of the trend. It screams adventure elopement. So that's my take on that hot take. I will say though, the Legend Awards is doing a really fantastic job at ensuring that elopement photographers aren't just falling to capturing the trends itself, but just kind of reminding all of us that like we are there to capture the emotion, capture the couple, capture they. And I know that should go without being said, but it's like, it's just that like extra reminder. And I really love that Legend Awards focuses on not just beautiful, pretty photos in these epic locations, but it's the raw emotion. It's all the special moments that like we can just really hone in on a couple's day. So yeah, anyways, I digress, but that Legend Awards, shout out to them. Let's go on to number 4. If you're having issues booking elopements in your location, the problem isn't your location. It's your positioning and your marketing. Dream clients are everywhere. They just don't know you exist yet. And this is by Juliana Wall from Juliana Wall Photo. Thank you for your submission. I do have to agree with this. I just don't think it's not simply enough anymore to like have these beautiful photos and have them just sitting in the gallery. Like they have to be on your website and they have to be on a blog. And even if they are on your website, it's just not, that's also just not enough anymore. Like that's why it's so important to invest in strong SEO game and invest in Google ads as well, because it just puts you in front of your dream clients, especially if there's a specific location that you want to elope in. So I agree with that. I remember my coach, Megan, saying like, you have beautiful photos, people just haven't discovered you yet. And that's like always kind of been in the back of my mind. Like I just need to push my photos out to the right audience. And when I have, like, I feel like the right couples have come to me. So again, if you're having issues with booking elopements in the dream locations you want, it's probably your marketing and your positioning. Thanks, Juliana, for that hot take. Okay, let's go to number 5. Drone shots are overrated and take away from the intimacy of the moment. Oh, why are you... First my lanterns, now my drone. Stop coming for my drones. Anyways, I kind of see where they're coming from. And I will say it really depends on like how your drone is being used. I only use my drone during couples portraits. I don't know why people take out drones during the ceremony. Like, I think the shots are beautiful, like the overhead shots of like the ceremony shot. But I'm also always like, why are you sending up a drone during one of the most important events of the day? I have a DJI Mini Pro 3 and that thing is loud. And it's like, why would you send that thing up during a ceremony when it's distracting from the bride walking down the aisle or while a person is exchanging vows? Like, for me, that doesn't make any sense. So I guess in some ways I understand what this person might be. Now that I'm thinking about it, there has to be a way that people are doing this. They either send it up and have their drone all the way up there where they can't hear the sound, and then they're capturing it and just leaving the drone up there instead of bringing it back down during the ceremony, or they have a second shooter that like is far away, sends it up, and then keeps the drone high enough that they can't hear it. I don't know. If you guys have done it during a ceremony, please DM me and let me know, because I am really interested on how and why those shots are taken. Just going back to the topic, again, I really do feel like it depends on how drone shots are used, because I just feel like drones can really add to like the cinematic context, because it can kind of show on a big scale like the landscape that the couple is in. And I just feel like that really can make a gallery more powerful. So I don't know, like with any creative tool, as long as you're using it with intention, you should be fine. Yeah. So use your drone shots to, I guess, like enhance the story rather than take away from it. Okay, let's move on. Hot take number 6. Hire a hair and makeup artist, not family, unless they are not going to the ceremony. I see the pressure and they have so little time to get ready themselves. Pro hair and makeup artists can handle emergencies much better than family and friends can. And this is from Amanda Klusner Photography. Thank you for your submission, Amanda. I agree with this. Unless your friend or family that is doing your makeup is a professional hair and makeup artist, they should not be doing your hair and makeup at all. Just because, one, they probably like are doing your hair and makeup, aren't sticking to the timeline, and then they have to do their hair and makeup themselves. And then everyone is stressed because no one is ready. And then on top of that, like, I just know they're not going to do your hair and makeup good enough to stay all day and photograph well. A professional hair and makeup artist they just know what to do to make sure that it photographs well or that it stays all day. You know, like I had a bride that hired a professional hair and makeup artist for her elopement in Zion, and it rained the first half of the day, but her makeup stayed like perfectly fine. That is because she hired a professional. So that is my opinion on that. I will also go on to say that if you do hire a hair and makeup artist, that you do a trial beforehand, just so you can kind of do small tweaks on your hair and makeup style when he or she is done with it. So I have a lot of brides that don't really get like glam makeup done. So when they first see it on their face, it's kind of like this initial shock. But if you do the trial beforehand, you can kind of tell your hair and makeup artist, hey, can you kind of fix my hair to look this way instead? Or can we do a little bit less with the makeup? Can we do this lip color or do a little less eyeliner? So that's why I really think it's important to do a makeup trial beforehand. So yeah, that is my take on that. Let's go on to number 7. This is from Anonymous. This person didn't put their name. Photographers who exchange wedding coverage for free travel are hurting the industry. I don't agree with this at all, especially if you do it the right way. And just like, let me explain and elaborate on this real quick. So like the right way to go about this, and just starting from like the reels or posts that we've all seen where a photographer says, I will do your wedding for free in this location in exchange for travel. Okay. I feel like we've all seen that before. Now, the right way to go about this, if you get a couple that says, ooh, we want to take you up on that offer, you as a photographer, the right thing to do is to say, great, I'm so excited to be your photographer. I want to emphasize that I do not have any experience in this location. I've never been there before. I've never shot in this location before. I do not have the portfolio to show you that I've been in this location. And not being in that location, I don't have the location scouting expertise to help guide you if anything were to go wrong or if you needed help. Okay. If the couple comes back and says, great, thank you for letting us know, we understand that, we still want you as our photographer, I really don't see a problem with that. And let me continue with this in the regards of like doing it the right way. If they come back and they say they're okay with that, you respond saying, for travel covered, that includes not only my airfare, but my stay for the time period that I am shooting you, my transportation like a rental car, my per diem, so the food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the days that I am shooting you, because obviously they're not going to cover your travel if you stay beyond the days that you are shooting them to make it into a vacation, because that's wrong. But like the days that you are shooting them, they need to be covering that for you on top of the airfare. And if they are willing to cover all that, I genuinely do not see the issue with doing this. And I know there are like the typical issues that people get angry about that I can address. Like common one is like, basically I'm giving bad advice because this is going to hurt that young photographer financially. I am not saying that they need to do this for every single elopement, because there's no way to make a living off that. You're not going to make any money at all. But I'm saying that if you needed to do this for 1 or 2 elopements to help build your portfolio, but you already have a steady income coming in from either other photo shoots, elopements, or a second job, like, and you can support yourself financially still and be able to take on these 2 free travel elopements, I really don't see the issue in doing that. Just doing it a couple of times to help build your portfolio and not doing it for your entire business. I think the next thing that people run into is like, oh, well, like this is really hurting the elopement photography industry. Stop. No, it's not. No, it's not. And I say that because I think we all know this. There are couples that will see this free travel as a red flag, or they'll see it as like an amazing opportunity and like a steal, a bargain, and want to take that up. Okay. But there are also couples that they want a photographer that will take the stress away from them on their elopement day. And they want a photographer that has the expertise and experience shooting in the specific location that they want their elopement in. And on top of that, they have the portfolio in that location and recognize the talent behind the lens. So I just don't think that it's hurting the industry at all. I think that there are enough couples around to fit the mold of either going free or going and paying a high price. I want to reframe this one more time just so it like kind of really hits the perspective that I'm trying to paint for you guys. Let's say that there's a photographer that has a couple come to them and they say, hey, we would like you to be our elopement photographer for our elopement in South Africa. We are doing a safari elopement and we want you to be a part of that. The elopement photographer says, awesome, cool. I'll do it strictly for travel. Just letting you guys know I do not have any experience shooting in South Africa. I've never been there before. I can't really help you guys with location scouting, and I don't have a portfolio to show you guys. Are you guys okay with that? Yeah, sure. We totally understand that. We want to cover your travel. And then you tell them, okay, well, if you're covering my travel, it needs to be my airfare, my flight to South Africa, my charter plane to the safari, and that entire experience at the safari as well, including my stay, my food. And they're like, yeah, we understand. Good to go. You're telling me that we will not absolutely be stoked for that photographer? Are you kidding me? You know we would be cheering them on. That is such an epic opportunity for them. Why wouldn't we be happy for them? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you're not, I don't know what to tell you. Obviously, you've never been on a safari before, because that is a life-changing experience. I literally cried when I left my safari in South Africa because it changed my entire world. I want to end that by saying, you guys, we all start somewhere. And as long as when you're hustling, you're doing it morally and ethically, you do you. you do you, boo. I'm gonna mind my business. You do you, and I'm not gonna judge. Again, as long as you're doing things the right way, we all start somewhere, and I'm rooting you on. So anyways, let's go on to our last hot take here because I am losing my voice. Oh my goodness. Okay, number 8. In my opinion, under the veil photos are so dumb and awkward. And this is from Todd Reedy. Thank you, Todd, for your submission. This is so funny. I agree with this. Under the veil photos are, I don't want to say they're dumb because I think like the photo itself is kind of just like so intimate because it's the couple under the veil and they're kind of like, they look like they're cozy and just like sharing this intimate moment together. But it is awkward getting that shot, like going under the veil with them and taking that photo. That being said, in awkward situations, I think you just kind of have to like lean into the awkwardness and acknowledge that it is awkward and just make it more awkward. So when I do it, I literally go under, as I'm like picking up the veil, I'm like, all right, let me just squeeze in and get under there with you guys. Anyways, I just make it the awkward situation more awkward and it makes them end up laughing and it makes them more relaxed. So that is my approach to taking under the veil photos. They are awkward, but I wouldn't say they're totally dumb. But thank you, Todd, for your submission. Anyways, you guys, that is it for hot takes. Oh my God, I feel like I've been talking forever. I don't know how podcasters talk longer than 45 minutes because I feel like I ran a marathon, y'all. Anyways, that's it for hot takes. There were so many submissions. Thank you guys for sending in all these hot takes. I will save them for future episodes, so stay tuned. If you really love this episode, please let me know and leave a comment because that was a lot of fun and I can't wait to share the rest of them. Let's see. Do I have anything else for you guys? I don't think so. I gotta go pick up my daughter from daycare and it's Friday, so I gotta go enjoy the weekend. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning into the episode. As always, stay you, stay true, and until then, stay epic. Thanks for tuning into the Epic Podcast. If you love today's episode, don't forget to follow the show, leave a review, and share it with a friend who could use a little inspiration. You can connect with me on Instagram and TikTok at Sheryl Anne Photo or at Epic Photo Podcast for more stories, tips, and behind the scenes from life as an elopement photographer. Until next time, stay epic.